So yeah, Slayer and Fishbone.
So let me listen now, baby. If you learn anything at all.
Now, when I first, was doing this, I did think this might be a difficult one to sell. Like Metallica, Living Colour, Megadeth, Bad Brains, yeah, kind of makes sense. But this one I thought might be a bit more difficult, because terms of music, they're not particularly close. In terms of history, they're not particularly close. In terms of lineups, completely different type of lineup. But then I went back to music and I thought, actually, you know what? That's a very good reason why, it's a good comparison to make. And it does actually work because, again, you kind of have to look at it from a different vantage point. Slayer are a band in the Big Four who, in terms of sticking their guns, Slayer they're there, and they really thrash, they put the thrash in thrash. Even when they slowed down a little bit with Seasons of the Abyss, it's not like they started doing fucking ballads, They never really got into ballads like that. Someone's going to correct me, but I'm talking about in their prime. So somehow, some way, Tom Araya was starting to sing some ballads somewhere later on, my bad. Anyway, so it's like with Slayer, it's almost like if you couldn't come into it by accident, like you could come into Metallica music by listening to something like Fuel or Nothing Else Matters or something like that, or even, or Unforgiven or any of that kind of stuff, where you could be lulled into it because they have different textures that aren't as harsh on the ear. It's thrash with Slayer. It's not pretty at any time. And that's when I realized, Fishbone is similar in the fact that they came out playing ska. They've kept ska in there. And ska is something where it's like, ska is like the Marmite of music in a sense. Like, you either fucking love it or you can't stand it. And I think no matter how much, because a difference between Slayer and Fishbone, I would definitely say, is that Fishbone have definitely made more accessible music that you could dig and like if you want into the rest. But the ska is always there. It's always there in the album somewhere. Quite often, it's like, so if you don't like ska, you're just not going to be able to get with it. And then I think by the time they did the album after The Reality of My Surroundings, you can't remember if a monkey had a brain, some crazy shit. I can't remember the time. I should look that up. But basically, yeah, I'll go for the discography now. I'm gonna find it really quick. Yeah, give a monkey a brain and he'll swear he's the center of the universe. That's quite a title. They kind of do like thrash ska, I would say, by that time. And yeah, it's hard to take if you're not a ska fan. If you're not a heavy fan, it's gonna be difficult. And I think similarly, Slayer's like that. Like, Angel of Death ain't for everybody, baby. It's not for your average, music fan. So anyway, I've labored the point a little. I'm gonna move on. I will do this now. I should have done it earlier, but as I said, part of the reason why I'm doing this blog is to put people onto stuff they may not have heard. So with Fishbone, Truth or Soul, Truth or Soul, Truth and Soul, yeah. The second album, great album. It's got Freddie's Dead on there, Curtis Mayfield cover, and then Reality of My Surroundings. I think that for me is the album. That was like my favorite album of theirs. That's got Fight the Youth, Sunless Saturday, Everyday Sunshine, a bunch of good stuff on there. They had a lot of rappers. I think Living Colour and Fishbone were fighting over rappers. I'm joking, of course, but they had lots of rappers from the 90s on both of there. I think they had Q-Tip on this one. I know they had Queen Latifah on the Living Colour album. So Many Millions, that's another fucking great tune. That's off Death March. I like that one. Pray to the Junkie Maker. Yeah. It's a great fucking album. What can I say?